So the Masters golf tournament just wrapped up, and one thing I noticed is the heavy Rolex presence among the players.
Oh, yo, that was gross.
Par skis. So I'm gonna go over a few players that were wearing some notable watches. Not everyone, but in the interviews, I noticed that a lot of guys are wearing Rolex, and for good reason. Rolex is a huge sponsor of the Masters and golf in general, as is with tennis and Grand Prix. So this is right up their alley. And we're going to start with the first player, and that's Bryson DeChambeau. I'm fairly new to golf. I really got into it this year. In fact, I'm like obsessed with it now. So you'll have to excuse me if I'm not pronouncing every guy's name correctly, but I do love this sport. I think it's so interesting. So first guy here, Bryson, he's really paving a way for a new type of game. He's a huge hitter. Fun fact, all his clubs are the same length, and he absolutely smashes it. Although he wasn't too accurate this year, a bit disappointing for him. Anyhow, he is wearing the Rolex Sky Dweller 42mm watch in navy. I think it looks really good on him. He's wearing all navy to begin with. I think navy looks really good on that lighter skin complexion. So looks great on him. He's a big chunky guy. It's a big chunky watch, and so really goes well for him. And I'll show the price down here. This is $17,500 Canadian, and I'll convert it for you as well. Next up, one of my favorites, Phil Mickelson. He's always wearing a watch when he's playing. A lot of these players don't actually wear their watches while they're playing, but Phil Mickelson is one of those few players that do. He's wearing a rose gold Yachtmaster. I can't really tell if it's a 40mm or a 39mm. It does look a little small on his wrist, but he's a bigger guy, so it might be a 40mm rose gold Yachtmaster. Really classy. He's always wearing black. He says in one of his interviews he wears black because he's a bit chunkier, and so, black is slimming, so that's why he wears all black, and I think it's a nice pop of color with that rose gold. Really cool watch, nice slim lugs. I don't know why they didn't make the Submariner like this to begin with, but now they have a slimmer lugged Submariner. So there it is. That retails for $32,200 Canadian. In US dollars, let me see, that's $24,600 in US dollars. Next up, we have Bernhard Langer. He's a German guy, 63 years old. This guy looks like he's 40, and he's playing in the Masters. I mean, what a feat. I think anyone who says golf is not a sport should try walking an 18-hole course. And then for these guys, they do it 4 days in a row while playing under immense pressure. I mean, every shot means you're either out of the tournament, out of the money, out of the race for a top 10 finish or something like that, a top 50 cut in the first 2 days, or not. So immense pressure. It's definitely a sport. I don't wish it upon anyone if this is your means of making money. I think it's so difficult. But this guy is 63 years old, still competing, and he's wearing a classic bluesy 90s or 2000s Submariner in two-tone with a blue face. Pretty cool watch. That's $10,400 USDs. Find it interesting with these older guys. I think once they've found their watch, they just stick to it, and that's what they wear pretty much for the rest of their lives. I think it's kind of a cool thing once you find your watch. That's what you stick to, and it looks like he found his. Third up, we have Tiger. Didn't have a great finish. He absolutely blew up one of the holes. I think he shot 10. He was going to the water back and forth and into the bunker. He's usually wearing a Sea Dweller. You can tell it because it just looks pretty chunky, pretty big on his wrist. And here I've got kind of a photo of it. I'm pretty sure it's a Sea Dweller, and that's Tiger Woods for you. Next up, something different. This is Mcilroy. I was really pulling for him, but he's just a bit inconsistent. Didn't finish too well, although he did catch some heat near the end of the tournament. He is sponsored by Omega, and he's wearing this Omega Speedmaster special edition. It's $41,000 USDs. Solid gold. Really looks pretty cool on him with the all green. And Yeah, 41.5 millimeters on his wrist. Next up, we have Justin Thomas. I was pulling for this guy too. Noticed this in his press interview before the tournament started. Something new, a GMT Master 2 in the red and blue Pepsi colorway. So that's pretty cool. Obviously, this watch is going for a lot more than it retails. It retails for 8,700 USDs, but pretty much in the 20s now. Next up, we have Bubba Watson. If you're into watches and always wondered who is this guy, Bubba Watson, this is the RM Bubba Watson edition. He is a golfer, pretty eccentric. He's always wearing colorful outfits. He's got a pink driver, and he wears his watch. One of the few players that wears his watch as he plays. So this is the Bubba Watson RM. Didn't finish too hot, but he did win the tournament previously, so. Yeah, he definitely got the invite to this tournament, and I think it looks pretty cool on him. And now, of course, we have the winner, Dustin Johnson. I'm not too sure what he's wearing, actually. I think it's a Hublot. I thought it was an AP at first, but it looks like it's an Hublot because he is sponsored by the brand. Right as he won, you saw him go into his bag, grab the watch, and slap it on his wrist. You know, that's probably what they're paid to do, is to wear the watch after they win, so... that's pretty cool. If you know what his watch is, post it down below so everyone else can see and see what the winner's wearing. So that was pretty cool. And another fun fact about Dustin Johnson is his wife is Wayne Gretzky's daughter, Paulina Gretzky. So that's it. I hope you guys like that. A few of the watches that these Masters competitors are wearing, I thought they were pretty cool. Pretty much almost everyone's wearing Rolex. There was even more Explorer 2s that I saw, some Mariners in the interviews, but couldn't include everyone. Hope you guys like that. See you in the next one.
Nice. Derek. 52, Derek?